Hi everyone. So we are talking this week about how to sound like a teen as an adult, um, which can be very hard. So I am in a lucky situation in that I work in children's theater. So there are times when I am with these kids so much and such, like because we're working on a creative endeavor together, they kind of become really comfortable to talk in a teen way in front of me, and I am fine with that because that helps me nail down how they talk and what they say and how they say it. Now, in my writing, I try not to use slang. I noticed more middle schoolers, at least in my group, more middle schoolers use slang than high schoolers. The high schoolers kind of get out of the slang, whereas the middle schoolers are like using it for everything. So I have to remember that when writing. The thing that I have a problem with that I am working on specifically this semester is that at this age group, it is less about what they say and more about how they say it or the expressions that they use when they say it. So what they say, the words coming out of their mouth, do not necessarily reflect the message they're getting across. And the other kids understand what they're trying to say when they're saying it. So it's like a form of irony, I think. So I need to build that into my writing. As for how I make my voice authentic, honestly, I have 2 teens and a 12-year-old, and I actually give them my writing to read over. And I ask them to be brutal, and they are. And so they tell me, Mom, you sound like a 45-year-old woman. And that's what I need. When I sound like a 45-year-old woman in my writing, I want to know it, and I'm glad they tell me. So that actually helps me. And then they say, no, I think a teenager would say it this way. I would say it this way. My friends would say it this way. And so I really pay attention to that. What are authors whose voice and style you admire and dislike? Okay, so I know I talk about The Perks of Being a Wallflower a lot, but it is really like one of my favorite YA books. It really is. For me, the first-person perspective that Chbosky uses really hits home on how Charlie, the main protagonist, is feeling. And you really get into his head because it's in a series of letters. You really get into this kid's head. And I'm currently reading The Hate You Give. I just started it 2 days ago, but it's so good. And I love her writing style. I love the first perspective so that you can see what's going on inside of her brain. The thing is with YA, I think that first person kind of resonates with them because they really can understand this person, the main protagonist's thought patterns on why they are making the decisions they're making. But at the same time, I think overwhelmingly they are unreliable narrators because teens don't have all the answers, no matter how much they think they do. And they're not adults. No matter how much they think they are adults, they're not. And they don't see the whole perspective all the time. They don't see the whole situation, and they react emotionally. And so I think first person works, and it becomes interesting when it is an unreliable narrator. And I think it kind of has to be for a young adult, unreliable. Is there a point of view? I think the first person's great, but I don't think that it's any better than third person. I'm just more comfortable writing in first person. And so that's what I'll do. And I have tried to write in third person, and I need a lot of work with that. Is there a point of view that should be avoided? I don't know. Okay, I don't know if any of the point of views should be avoided. Personally, I don't like second person point of view. I've never gotten into the Choose Your Adventures books, and I can't put my finger on as to why, but I would never tell somebody else not to write in second person. I find it extremely hard that I have just given up anytime I've tried. So, okay. Have a great week. Bye.